to the dreamers.
I feel like we have J. Cole at home.
What's going on today, guys? It's your boy Subby back with another episode of Halfway There Podcast. Today I'm joined with two special people making their way from all the way in a whole different country. The ATL, my two dogs, one half of Loose Merto, Cam and Adel. What's up? What's going on, guys? What's going on, brother? What you guys saying? Yeah, man. It's my pleasure having you guys on. You know, what you guys were able to build in the last little while. You know, I know you guys had the podcast for a long time, but you guys really been grinding at it for it hasn't been that long. How long's it been?
Been about a year and a
half
yeah.
now, right? Like truly grinding at it.
Since we revamped it and was like, all right, let's bring it back post-COVID. That's really where it kicked off. Otto started it, was doing live stream shows, had different topics that we was speaking on. Good controversy. I feel like that we were getting good insight from people. People were calling from different places in the country. I hopped on from Indiana, but it kind of subsided after a while, and then Otto said, let's pick this thing back up and reemerge it.
Man, it's just for the community, bro. Like I'm saying, something for the community, man, to be honest with you. So as long as that there's a need for the community, there's a need for us. So we just want to serve the community, to be honest with you, man.
100%. What you guys are doing is super like commendable, you know, and you guys, although there's not a lot of voices that are speaking the stuff that you guys are speaking about, doing the events that you guys are doing, you know, it's special because you guys are putting people on notice of what's the movement that you guys are on, you know. So keep doing what you're doing, you know, because you guys are opening eyes and bringing attention to things that need attention, right? So
this just getting started too. We kind of just building it up. We just obviously, alhamdulillah, had this event in Toronto.
Yeah.
And that's like, it kind of catapulted us into like, not just podcasts, right? We want to do events. We want to be for a greater cause, and I think we're starting to realize that a little bit now.
Yeah, a little background about ourselves is that, like, you know, we just a group of people that came together and saw, like, there's things around us that we come from a culture that just doesn't really talk about their problems. They just address it, you know, behind closed doors. But like they never really will go face to face and like, hey, like I have a problem with this. You know, they'd rather just be amongst their friends and just talk about it amongst inner circles. But like, I felt like there was no space for have healthy dialogue, have healthy conversations that affect us every day. And we have poor communication skills as far as people, as our community. So I was just like, look, we need a central platform for everybody to be like, air out your grievances, be like, hey, this is affecting me, this is something I'm going through. Like we need to, I don't know, I just feel like it needs to be an avenue where people can like really talk about their problems and try to fix within the community, obviously. That's why I always think it's based on the community, bro. Like, you know what I mean? We're the product of the village, bro, you know what I mean? So everything we do is for the village, you know what I mean?
A lot of people turned out for what you guys did yesterday, you know, and it shows like what you guys have built and what you guys are like gonna keep on building, you know. So I want you guys to like talk to me about like some of the things that went into it and like why did you choose like the topic and why did you choose the people that were on the stage, because the people that were on the stage had a great message to convey, you know. So what went into that whole entire process, and just talk about like how everything made you guys feel at the end of it, because the turnout was amazing. You know what I mean?
Turnout was crazy.
Turnout was amazing.
We went back and was blown away with the expectations. We came in obviously with too low expectations, and it exceeded that far. But I'll let Otto kind of, because it was his vision, right? He brought it to the table for us, and then we kind of facilitated it with the folks them from Toronto. So it worked out, but it was Otto's vision.
Yeah, no, it was simple, man. It was just, you know, what can we do and within our capabilities, bro. It was all just about that, man. Like, I came to Toronto many times. I saw there's a beautiful community out here, man. Like, there's so much potential out here, so much, like, amazing people out here, man. And just sometimes I just feel like just a little bit of, like, I'm not saying it's not organized, but I just feel like a little push and a little nudge here. People are so receptive and want to do so much, man. I mean, I don't know if people like kind of fall into their own circles or something, but like being somebody who could see different areas and like different, social groups and stuff, and be like, yo, can y'all come connect with me? And I reached, like the way I was introduced to them, it was like, yo, I'm a stranger to them, bro. But they took a chance on us, because they believe the cause. Like, the cause is the most important thing. Like, why are we here for? Like, what are we doing this for? That's all they need to know. Like, is this really going for what it's going for? Are you serious about what you're trying to do? And I said, yeah. So people were just bought into that because they want to do the right thing, bro. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just like, how can we provide each other with the avenue to do like things like this, to encourage people, to support people, promote people, and then at the end of the day, do something we're proud of to do. You know what I mean? Because I feel like the world ain't doing enough. So what can we do about it, man? That's all. That's always the intent going into something like that, man.
Brother, like everything that went on yesterday from the sheikh to the rapper, I can't remember his name, Hassan.
Hassan Lodge,
like from different walks of life, that the people that you were able to like gather, like you had people that made documentaries, you know, it just shows you like the fact that we're all, you know, we're all from the same city. We all have our own stripes, our own differences. We're able to come together, gather on something as special and as needy as, you know, like doing a fundraiser for people in Palestine. You know, like the whole entire thing, the idea of it was, you know, we have to do something. You know, like we have to bring the voice, and the people that turned out from the different walks of life. It just shows that like the brand that you guys are pushing and the idea that you guys are pushing is something that's valid and something that's, you know, communities need to hear. You know, and it's gonna keep expanding to a point where, you know, shoot, you guys could do a show in Winnipeg. Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, you know, like
here we come.
Winnipeg, you know. So that's the goal. Obviously bringing awareness to like what's going on, and you guys building yourselves, right? So
yeah. Man, me and Cam were talking about this earlier, because bro, there's so much talented people everywhere, bro.
Right.
And I feel like the show and the event that was yesterday, people also need a platform to be able to speak their truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
We in America, so it's heavily censored. We in Canada, already censored. So what you want to say, typically you're not able to say. Like, you know, you can't express how you feel at work. You even got to be kind of, you know, discreet about what you say around who, like just in normal society, in the public.
Thanks.
So having a space dedicated to, people want to say, you know, I'm freaking sick of all the killings of the babies. I'm sick of what's going on, 12 million people being displaced. People want to say stuff like that and not feel like somebody's going to judge them. Just get it off their chest. And I feel like us being able to be the vehicle for people to do that also, that's all it needed. That was a perfect combination for them to then come to and express themselves. So it was a give and take, man, like, and it worked out beautifully.
Yo, just to give like a recap of what happened last night, though, it's just a showcase of art and solidarity with Congo, Palestine, and Sudan, Palestine, and Congo. So it's just like art. I think is one of the most powerful tools, because it's just like somebody said it's the absence of fear. So it was bringing artists who are just like not scared to speak their truth, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we all have fear, but what do you fear more? Like, we were listening to a lecture on the way here from Umar Suleiman, and just talking about you know, like, do you love this world so much that you can't even speak about it, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, are you too comfortable with how things are, right? Or are you gonna rise above that and be like, yo, I'm thankful for all the opportunities I have here, but you know, some people need my help. I need to speak about it. Bro.
What else? Yeah.
So that was a showcase of just the art, man, that just lets the world, like, hey, there's something wrong with the world, man. And we're not wrong for thinking there's something wrong about it, man, to be honest with you, man.
And the fact that, like, a lot of people didn't even really know, like, what was going on with a lot of different places. Like, when the host, Rwan was asking the questions,
right, it was hesitation,
like, there was a lot of hesitation. I don't know if, like, they thought that people were going to judge them for trying to give an answer, or if they just truly didn't know, right? So
it's a little bit of both, because the world conditions like that, bro. Like, hey, what's going on with people? Sometimes we're scared to say things, like, you know what I mean? It's like, I think it's a little bit of both, bro. Like, we just really could, so we need them spaces where you can, like, hey, we can talk to each other about this, and it's not, like, we can, like, don't be scared, don't be hesitant, man. But, like, yo, keep the spirit of that alive, because as the world tries to forget about it, like, you know, the hype when we first started, everybody was in, I'm gonna support it forever. Then slowly, like, over time, you get desensitized, you forget about it. So you need these nights for people to reignite that in you, that, like, man, like, this is something I just can't forget, bro, until it gets better.
Change is necessary.
Facts, and 110% I agree with that. You know, like, if you're not changing every single day, you're stagnant. You know, right? If you're not elevating, you're stagnant.
And there ain't no such thing as doing this in life. You either ultimately going this way, or you, even if it's incremental, bro, or you raising. So that's just my philosophy is, and it's 1% better daily.
Yeah, people want to get to level 100 in a short amount of time. As fast as you can get up there, that you could fall just as quick. You know what I mean? So that's why you got to take those steps each and every single day. You know what I mean? Put that 1 foot forward, that next foot forward, and by 100 days later, you might get up 100 steps and instead of trying to get up the 100 steps in a short period of time. You know what I mean? So it's truly like, imperative that people understand that, like, it's a step-by-step process, trying to I guess align yourself with I don't want to say the right thing, but like, trying to stand up for what's right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You still got to take those steps. Like, I think this event we did yesterday is a step, right? Everything is a continued step, right? Us being on this platform today, continued step. Like, whatever awareness that we could bring to whatever the actual message is, right? Because at the end of the day, the event is just to project a message. So
I want to actually like get into like a little bit more of like who you two are. You know what I mean? Like what drives you? Like what got you guys here to this point to like start Loose Merto? Like what experiences in life? Like, yo, like this is my calling. Like, yo, this is something that I actually have to stand for. Like why are you guys doing this? You know what I mean? Other than like, obviously it's like it's a good cause. You know what I mean? Like what were things like how like what were things that went on in your life? Like what were things that were stamped like, yo, this is the way I'm gonna move. Because there's like we said, there's a lot of different things that get you to get like character development. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So just a quick backstory. I grew up in LA, came to Georgia for college, went to Morehouse College, and from there met my wife. She's Ethiopian. It's her first cousin. Shout
out.
And from there, that's how I fell into the community. That's how I fell in love with Islam, and that was like a real awakening. But even pre-revert, I was always kind of conscious of just not following the mainstream ideologies, whatever agenda was being pushed, right?
Facts.
Like just at least thinking. Like I remember back, with some controversial thing when the whole Gaddafi thing happened, right? And I wasn't Muslim at the time, and I was like, I don't know, like, if we showcasing this as Americans, there might be something behind why we pushing this message. So I've always been the type to like kind of think like that, so it's been in me, and then Islam has brought it out of me to
that's a bar,
to know that it can't just stay within me. Like there's got to be steps made, and can't be complacent and just think it's wrong. You got to figure out a way to take action.
Yeah, and just to touch up on that, like taking action doesn't mean that you have to try to change the world in one day, man. Yeah. And like we said, the step-to-step process, right? And like the fact that like Islam has like had such a big impact on you, and it's it's something that's been guiding you ever since you've had that, I don't want to say awakening, but technically kind of like an awakening. Yeah. Technically kind of an awakening, and you open your heart to it, so your story is amongst a lot of people that I'm around as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice to see, it's nice to see that, like, I guess I want to say, like, you're with the Ethiopian people,
yeah.
You were able to, like,
and still shout out my people. It's just I love them. I let them. Yeah.
So like, you know what I mean, and like I guess being introduced to like our culture too as well. That's super dope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and I feel like being like too like tribal, like being tribalism. You know what I mean by tribalism? Like people are just like so like fixated on like their people,
yeah.
and not being able to like like accept others for like their cultures as well. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's where there's like a lot of like issues with what's going on with the world. You know what I mean? And not accepting your neighbor, not being able to like show that compassion or like that grace to the person that's next to you. You know what I mean? And you adopting our culture is kind of tough, you know what I mean? That's kind of tough. So I do appreciate that, you know what I mean? Shout out to the Ethiopians, you know what I mean?
East African.
Come on. But
and like just to touch on that, we had that discussion briefly yesterday. I don't know if you remember. And it's like we miss that human connection, man. Like at the end of the day, everybody wants to level up on somebody. You know, it's an ego trip with everybody, right? Even you having maybe a cause that you stand for, you'll keep it under wraps because you like, oh, I don't want people to know fully what I'm about. When at the end of the day, it's a human connection, you know, like, and that's what we need to try to stick with and remain with. And so it's just, when you mention that, that's really all it comes down to, man. If we can connect better as a people, stuff that is going on in a global sense, it would seem so barbaric that people would be like, nah, why would I ever subscribe to that?
Nah, facts.
You know?
Facts. You know, we gotta just see people as human beings,
Yeah.
you know, and also like come to the table with some level of humility. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could, like
shavings, like something like
some level of humility, you know, just a little bit. You know, you could still believe like that you're the guy. You know what I mean? But like at the end of the day, you know, the way you project yourself or the way you carry yourself is gonna inevitably like, you know, like. I don't want to say affect your social standing, but it will. You know, and it does rub off on people. You know what I mean? And people do not like to be around people that are not like humble.
Yes.
And I don't mean like tucking your tail. You know what I mean? Just being a good person, like not trying to flex on people.
Yes.
You know, having understanding, not trying to like be an authoritative person like on that person. You know, like don't think there's a social hierarchy. There's a bunch of different levels to this. You know what I mean? So I feel like humility is such an important thing. I want you to touch upon a little bit of your background as well. You know, like a little bit like how you got to this point.
Man, I think I'm a product of the community I'm trying to serve, man. I don't know, man. I don't know how I ended up. I think a lot I am here though, man. I'll be honest with you. I don't know, man. I just saw somebody who just seen the community and just wanted to do something about it, man. That's as basic as the story is for me, basically, right? It's nothing special. I'm just somebody who wanted to do something, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I think the people around us are special, man, because they allow these things to happen, bro. Like, great. Everybody, we give them a little encouragement, man. You'd be surprised what's capable, man. We work together, bro. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like, I don't know how to explain it, man, but we're around some beautiful people and amazing communities, and it's just like, we want to see that part of people, bro. Like, we don't want to see the part where it's just like everybody's worried about themselves and, you know, just that sense of society. It's just too much individualism right now, man. You know what I mean? So if anybody could step out of that and just kind of like spark that, man, I feel like anybody would support that, man. So there is a need for people to kind of like step into that space and be like, yo, come on, guys, like, you know what I mean? Let's step away from this routine and let's go back to like doing something for all of us, man. I grew up in a community and I love the sense of having that, you know what I mean, the community. And sometimes as you get older, you kind of lose it and you see it kind of like going so much different directions, especially nowadays, man. There's so much infighting within communities now. Like, I hate to be in it, but like it's just the reality of where we're at right now. So like at the end of the day, you want to provide a space where, man, it's just no matter where you are, you could speak your story, man. Let people hear you. You know what I mean? And then maybe we can solve bigger issues just by having a mic where like, yo, this is my story and this is what I want to say, and then everybody can do the same. You know what I mean? That's how I feel.
Nah, I feel you too, and like to even touch upon that, like where there's like obviously like infighting within communities, like. In order for like those things to change, people have to step up and say, yo, let me take this step to like, like change these different things. And it doesn't even have to be within like just social communities. It could be like, if there's a problem in your neighborhood, like try to figure it out. Try to come up with a solution.
There's a list of problems that people can come up with, but it's not a list of solutions, man.
Solutions.
Yeah. Like, I realized that the hard way. It's just like, I can complain about things, or I could like, figure, okay, let's figure out how to help people. Like, okay, people have this problem. How can we fix this, man? Like, it's literally just having a different mindset in this whole situation, bro. Like, to be honest with you, man.
I want to play a quick game.
Okay.
So it's called the 5 Questions of Death. Basically, the game, this is how it goes. I'm going to ask you guys 5 quick questions. Not played this with 2 guests yet. So I'm going to make you guys go one at a time. And the questions aren't going to be the exact same, right? So I'm gonna ask you a question, you say it fast. Ask you a question, you say it fast. I'll ask both of you guys.
Oh man,
it's like Family Feud, bro.
No, like Family Feud. You just have to like. So if I say like ceiling, you go in black. You know, like you say it quickly.
Okay.
As fast as possible.
All right.
Family.
Love.
Community.
Thanos.
What?
Yeah,
Thanos.
my bad.
Thanos. No, Thanos. I mean, like,
Yeah, my
that's-
bad.
No.
I'm joking. Start, bro.
No, we're using that. That's staying in. That's staying in. That's great. Thanos. I guess so. Avengers assemble. Home.
Family. That was easy.
Atlanta.
The place, man. That's the place. That's all I can think of. That's where it's at, man.
Freedom.
Liberation.
Yeah. Future.
Rapper. Yeah, I'm terrible at this game. I ain't gonna lie.
Terrible. I won't even lie.
I'm terrible
I
at
thought you
this
was gonna give me like motivation. Future. Bright. Like.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, but nah. Honestly, we can cut it there. So, we can cut it there. But no.
I lost at this game. I ain't gonna lie. Bro.
Yeah.
Cam got it. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Nah, Cam got it. You got it, but you got it. You know, you're quick with it. You're witty. You know what I'm saying? You're witty. A little jab.
Yeah,
1-2.
quick one.
I wanted to shout out Guada. You know what I mean? Guada is something that you guys are going to see everywhere real soon. Guada is it's onions, it's caramelized onions with seasons already onto it. So what does that mean? You're gonna save hours and hours of chopping your onions and trying to like make sure that it's sauteed correctly. This is gonna make it a lot easier and a lot quicker. That's Guada for you. This has barbare on it. You know, if you guys know barbare, that's you know that's a hard, you know, that's the key. That's the key to get that hurry flavor.
Right there.
You
Yeah,
know,
that's what you need.
You know, that's that key to get that habusha flavor. You know what I mean? So.
When you said future, I should have said that, bro.
Yeah, but better.
Yeah, I should have said.
Yeah, you know, so Guada is the future, you know, when it comes to like cooking and you want to make, you know, traditional Ethiopian dishes. So make sure you guys look out for Guada. This is going to be everywhere real soon. I can't give you guys the date yet, but when I can, I will give it to you. Look out for Guada.
Shout
know what
out
I mean?
Water, man.
Come on.
You about to make suburban moms cooking tips.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm telling you, they gonna love that. Trust me.
Come on.
It can't just stay with our umas and our aunties and you know our pops. You know, it gotta reach globally. You know?
Come on.
Betty better be making tips, bro.
Exactly.
Lost up, bro.
Shout out to Guada, you know what I mean? What do you guys like see for Loose Merto in the next 3 to 5 years?
I think just connecting with different communities, man, outside of our own. I think we've been focused on our own community, but now I just think like the goal is like connect other like communities that are similar to us that go through similar experiences as us, and just kind of like work with them through like we're talking about live events and just workshops for kids, like trying to do things that's like positive for the community. Be like, I don't know, be something that can inspire people to do something different and give more options that we had. You know what I mean? To be honest with you, man, and explore the arts, man. Like use the arts, man. I think the arts is. I don't know, man. I just feel like it's dying right now. I just feel like we need to showcase that, man. It's talented people out there that just want a stage and a platform to perform, man.
Yeah, art's an expression of life, of reality. You know what I mean? And people put their blood, sweat, and tears to try to get good with it. You know, those guys that were playing the instrument, can't remember their name. I felt like I was in a different world, brother. Out of body experience.
Yes.
We come from a community that doesn't encourage like that form of you, that side of you, man. You know what I mean? So it's like to see that is beautiful, man. So beautiful.
Yes, something about the horn, bro. It penetrates like your soul, like it captivates you, like it kept me engaged like the whole time. Like, yeah, that was shout out to them. That was really dope, and not a word was said. Like you know, different mediums of art, man, which is why it's so beautiful. For 3 to 5 years for Loose Merto, for me, just to piggyback off Otto, I think he did a good summary because I think in terms of impact, like how we can do that is through like just more events, bro. Like and not like targeted events towards something specific, right? Whether that's child development. I got 2 kids myself, 11 and 7. Shout out Layla and Dean in Hawaii right now.
Shout out.
Like I'm very involved in like ways to like get kids disconnected from a device and like into just more actionable stuff, playing sports and things like that. We losing that, or it's just separating, right? That class of kids that are they're either going one way or the other. They're either in the rooms or they're, you know, in the field, right? In a sense. So For me, I haven't even discussed that with Otto, but what can we do to like, do more stuff with the youth, bro? Like that's kind of the lane I want to do, in addition to, overall empowerment of people. But yeah, I'd like to focus on that in 3 to 5.
100%, and it's possible.
Yeah, it is.
As you guys know, my podcast is called Halfway There, and
It's a lifestyle, baby.
and the meaning behind it is basically like, no matter what point in your life, like if you fall, you can always get back up, and if you keep trying, like you're halfway there. You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whatever you're doing. You know what I mean? You could be in med school. You could be an athlete. You could be, a bodybuilder. Whatever it is. You know what I mean? If life knocks you down, just try to get back up, because all you have to do is just try. And if you try, you're halfway there. And every day, as you keep putting those 2 feet forward, like I can't promise you it's gonna be better. I can't promise you that like it's gonna be successful. But as long as you keep trying, you will inevitably see progress. So
What they say, slow motion is better than
no motion. You know what I mean? So it's all about progress at the end of the day. It's not about trying to get from A to Z. It's trying to A, B, C, figure out your whole entire alphabet, and once you actually figure out your alphabets, like you've conquered your journey. And I feel like knowing that journey that you're on it's 110% like valuable, because the wisdom that you accrue on that journey it's going to be able to relate to others, and like it's exactly what you guys are doing right now. I don't necessarily want to say you guys are halfway there, because you guys are doing it. You know what I mean? So you guys are special. What you're doing is special. The community that you guys are building is special. And I appreciate you guys. Anything you guys want to say to the people that are going to be watching this?
I think the message you just said was powerful, man. Like, just, do it scared, just do it. But like, like always remember, like you got people behind you that will help you. You got, I don't know. I think like the title itself, Halfway There, is that's amazing, man. Like I could tell myself that all the time, man. I'm just like, man, I want to give up. I want to stop doing something. But like, I got people that believe in me. I got a community that I'm a part of that I want to make proud. I got to tell myself, look, man, I'm halfway there. I'm gonna keep going, man. So I really like the name of that podcast a lot, man. I just think that's a very powerful message, to be honest with you.
I would say, man, just keep trying to change, man. Like, in whatever aspect. If you ain't been to the gym, make that change. If you are dealing with some type of addiction, make that change. If you are seeing some type of oppression, see what you could do about change. So if we keep moving and trying to change and just remain from being stagnant, like you said, I think that's my, what I'd like to see next is me connecting with all the people that's trying to make change. Yeah. And then whatever that cultivates into and, spits out is alhamdulillah.
I appreciate you guys for, choosing me to do the recap with.
That's an easy call, easy choice.
I appreciate you guys for hopping on, Toronto, Toronto's your guys' second home now, you know what I mean?
Love it.
Come on, but I can't wait to see what Loose Merto does, Inshallah to the sky.
Inshallah
to the sky.
To the sky, baby.
Halfway there, brother.
Thank you, bro.
Sir, I appreciate you guys for hopping on.
Absolutely.
Love. Make sure you guys go check out their YouTube channel.
Instagram,
TikTok, every single thing, you know what I mean? Like Loose Merto on everything, right?
Loose Merto on everything.
Yeah,
make
sure you guys tap in. If you guys are new here, make sure you guys subscribe. If you don't want to subscribe, at least hit a thumbs up. If you don't want to like it, just leave a comment saying that you hated it, you know what I mean? Because this does help the algorithm, you know what I mean?
Anything, baby.
Anything, man. I appreciate you guys. Love. We out. Peace.